If he created the first man from black mud, step up anthropologist, step up historian, step up biologist, step up geneticist, talk to me. If the first man were white, the yellow man couldn't even get here. Because two white people cannot produce anything other than what they are. Talk to me.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video we are going to watch Louis Farrakhan trying to address the plight of black people, especially during the earliest forms of time, and he is also going to explain why black people are the God's chosen people. The video might sound a little bit controversial, but the message inside it is also important, because Louis Farrakhan talks about universality of human being and the concept of being a human being in the face of racism, where God has proven that black people are his own chosen people. So it's a long video again, but I just want you to watch this video and then we'll meet at the end of the video so that you can say something constructive about the video. This is a discourse that we need to discuss and everything will be fine. So let's dive into the video and then come back, say something.
Zinj mean black, anthropos mean man. He was 750,000 years old and he had a daddy, and they went back and they dug and they found some more skulls and some more skulls, and they're still unearthing skulls that never show the origin. But as far back as you go, they find you. Wait now. We have Caucasians in this audience. We have Hispanic brothers, sisters, brothers in the audience. We have men of many different hues and colors. The Bible says, from one blood, God created all men from one blood. Blood is the life fluid of some living organism. So from one blood, meaning from the genetic strain of one life, God made all. Look at what the Quran says. He created you from a single being and created your essence from your mate from the same essence. And from these two, he spread many men and women. It started from one, now it's many. And how did you start? You started from sperm mixed with ovum, and when the sperm connected with the ovum, it produced the first cell of life. And from that one cell, now you are billions and billions and billions of cells in this one body. But you started from one. Can you dig it? Yes, sir. Excuse my slang. Now, the Quran tells us the color of the first man. First man is called Adam. In the Quran it says, Allah created him from black mud and fashioned him into shape. Stop. Since my body is from the earth, if he created the first man from black mud, step up anthropologist, step up historian, step up biologist, step up geneticist, talk to me. If the first man were white, the yellow man couldn't even get here. Because two white people cannot produce anything other than what they are. Talk to me. So, I'm not teaching black supremacy. I'm just teaching actual facts. White people, listen to me good now. You can't produce us. It's a mathematical, genetic impossibility. So if you were the first, we couldn't have got here. So, the black man has in himself the whole range of color, because black is not a color. It is the essence from which all color comes. Come on. Now, brothers, if God created you from himself, that means every one of you is a God and has God's divine nature in you. As David the psalmist says, ye are all God's children of the Most High God. Now let's get the Bible and Quran to back this up. In the Bible, the apostle says, how can you love God whom you have never seen and hate your brother whom you see every day? Let's stop a minute. Let's look deeper. What do you mean? How can you love God whom you've never seen and then hate your brother? Wait. Then there's something in your brother that is of God. So when you hurt your brother, you're hurting your father. I'm a father, brothers. I got 9 children, 23 grandchildren, 1 great-grandchild. And if I ever see my children fighting, it gives me such pain. If you are God, not big God, but a little God, made, as the Bible says, in the image and the likeness of God, then Elijah Muhammad said, every time I see a black man, I'm looking at God. So when I look at you, I don't have to wait to see the Father. I see the Father in you. So when I see you, I got a duty by you, brother. When I meet you, you say, oh, Farrakhan, I'm real happy to meet you, man. And I always say, it's my honor, brother, to meet you. And you look at me and say, what how he honored to meet me? Because when I meet you, I'm meeting a person that has never been on the earth before, and there will never be one quite like you ever, ever again. So when I see you, I have to treat you like I would honor God. I have to respect each human being. I have to respect you, brother. Even though you don't know who you are, I know. And because I know, my duty is to honor and respect you. Even these little children, they are little babies, but the power of God is in them, and they're going to grow up one day, hopefully, to be mighty men. So you start respecting them when they're in the cradle. You start respecting them when you see the woman forming that child in the womb. You don't wait till it gets here. And that's why no man who's a real man will beat a woman. No man who is a real man will beat a woman. No man who's a real man will disrespect a woman, because it's through woman that we live. If you live to be the age of Methuselah, which is 969 years, you still gonna die. So how do you continue? You continue through a woman. So when she tells you, I love you, when she says, I love you, if she means it from the depth of her heart, she's saying, I want to give life to you. I want to extend your life by my love. So you and she enter into a contractual arrangement that is from divine. And after 9 months, she suffers the pain of death to give birth to you all over again. And so as a man who has a child, if you love God and love yourself, when you see yourself growing again, you got a chance to make that life better than you were made. So when that life comes, it's like a potter's clay. You can shape it, you can mold it, you can make it something. So Jesus said, Reverend Jackson, when the disciples said, Master, when were you hungry and we fed you not? When were you naked and we clothed you not? When were you out of doors and we gave you not shelter? When were you sick and imprisoned and we ministered not unto you? He said, inasmuch as you have not done this unto the least of these, my brethren, go ahead, you have not done it also unto me. So the least little brother in here is the brother of Christ. Stop right there. Stop, man. We gotta get through this part. Don't leave me. Who is Christ? Christ is man in his perfectly developed state. Therefore, Christ, fully developed, is man in whom God dwells. Christ is the express likeness, image of God. Why is Christ so important? Because he allows men to see the realm of possibility. We can be more than the prophets. Don't go around saying, I'm the child of God, and never grow up to be like your father. Jesus was the only man in the Bible or scripture that had such a unique relationship to God till he referred to God not as Elohim or Yahweh or Allah. He referred to him as his Father.
Think about it. Listen. Teach.
Then when the disciples wanted to learn how to pray, they said, Master, could you teach us how to pray? He said, yeah, pray on this wise. Say, not my Father, our Father. Now, if the Father made Jesus so special, what's wrong with you? You mean you're not special? You mean the Father didn't make nothing out of you? You nothing. Your elder brother Jesus is something. You nothing. Muhammad is something. You nothing. Moses is something. You nothing. False. Every one of you are as they are if you submit to the source that they submitted to. Jesus said, I and my Father are one. See, when you submit to God, brother, He actually comes into you. He travels into you through the Word. And the Word contacts the essence of your nature, which is the same as His nature, and turns on the divine essence of you. And you start growing spiritually just like you grew physically. And therefore, brothers, when you got a gun in your pocket and you go on and shoot a black man, that's like shooting a bit of God. When you watch the life ooze out of your brother, every time you squeeze the trigger, life is oozing out of you because love can't find a place in you for your brother if you're constantly raping, robbing, destroying your brother. This is your family. We are not just family from the same mother, but we are family from the same God. So you are truly my brother, and I am truly yours. So I make a pact. I will give my life for you, because my life is not more important than yours. You are greater, I am lesser. So I must become your servant. And you must see your people like that. When your brother is down, that's you. Help pick him up. Don't let different colors make you different people. Don't say, well, he got on red, man. He ain't one of the Bloods. He got on blue, man. He ain't one of the brothers. He didn't get a right sign. He ain't one of the brothers. When you look in his face and you see the mark of the beast, that's your brother who has been destroyed like you, and you must never, ever again hurt your brother. When you and your brother have an argument, develop the intelligence to reason with each other and not reach in your pocket. This is why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us, throw away all guns. When we became Muslims, we put all the guns away, threw them away, because Elijah Muhammad knew that when we got in an argument, we would reach for our gun rather than reach for our ability to reason. He forbade us to raise our hand to each other. I remember in the FOI, the fruit men's class, I saw a brother and and the captain saw me doing it. He said, "Brother." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Do you think you can whip us all?" I said, "No, sir." He said, "Well, the next time you raise your hand to your brother, you'll have to whip us all." And from that day, I never raised my hand to my brother. Never. Not just my brother as a Muslim, this is my brother Christian. I won't ever raise my hand to him. He is safe from my tongue, from my hands. His wife is safe because I know that his wife is sacred to him. She's sacred to me. Therefore, instead of violating his house, I will protect his house. His daughter is sacred to me. And when we become like that, love comes in. When I won't do you wrong, you won't do me wrong, you fall in love with me, I fall in love with you. Then love is greater than the law, because love is the highest expression of law. When I say I love you, and you could drop your wallet with money all in it. That's not a brother. I say, "Hey, brother, brother, brother." You dropped your wallet here. You say, "Man, I ain't gonna do that. If that fool dropped that wallet and I see it, I got it." But we are taught that if your brother has a bowl of soup and you have none, half your bowl belongs to your brother. So if I got money, you don't have to steal. If you got need and I got, here, brother, but I don't want you to lay on me. Right. But I'll help you out as my brother. Now, I would like to conclude this talk, but I don't want anybody to get up, because we're going to say prayer together. But I want to just show you, in conclusion, the meaning of the story of the donkey and the colt, and show you how this amount of men together, I'll show you what we could do right here in Houston. Right. And you'll never be broke and powerless if you have unity. There's an ass tied, untied. White folks got us tied up to them, but they're not using us. Therefore, by the law of non-use, they have forfeited their right to hold us. Listen, Jesus is not a thief. He didn't tell his disciples, "Go and untie him and bring him to me." When you got a tie on you, that means you belong to somebody else. But the master had come, and he paid a price to redeem them. So he said, "No, they're not using you. I've suffered for you. Go untie them. I got need. Bring ass to me." I'm not speaking vulgar. No. Then Jesus rides into Jerusalem on the ass or the donkey. People saying, "Hosanna." Do you know, in the history, there has never been, to my knowledge, a leader who calls black men out to a special meeting to talk to black men? Go check the history. Brothers, if this happens in 15 or 20 cities across the country, what do you think they're thinking? See, you are the unlearned, the donkey. Farrakhan is who you came to hear. That means you are the wave or the wind beneath his wings. So when they record this meeting, they're going to say, that Farrakhan, he's getting them black men stirred up. He's more dangerous than any nigger we've had. The moment Jesus got on the donkey and rode into Jerusalem, his time was numbered, because they in secret council said he got to die. I'm telling you tonight, they have already decided Farrakhan got to go. Wait. They made their plans. But God made his. You don't have to worry about that. I don't believe they have a gun big enough to shoot me from here across the street if it doesn't please God. If it pleases God that I die, then it pleases me to die. I don't think so. We got work to do. So here you are, all tied up. I'm one of the master's disciples. I saw you tied. I'm here tonight to loose you.
All right. Yes, sir.
Come on, black man.
Yes,
We got a job to do. I don't care what work you're doing now. You got a bigger job to do for God. And since you said, Lord, if you get me out of trouble this one time, I'll serve you. Now here's the way God wants you to serve me. First of all, brothers, each of us have to decide to clean up our act. This body is the real house of God, not this. Not this building. It's a beautiful building. But this building is not the real house of God. This here is greater than this.
That's right.
Because this is the architecture of men. This is the craftsmanship of God. So you must never violate the house of God. You shouldn't eat improper foods, unclean foods, clogging up your beautiful system with unclean foods. Some of you drove good cars. I saw them parked all out there. And brothers, you're not going to put cheap gas in that finely engineered engine. You put the highest octane in it because you don't want it pinging and going on. And then you go and sit at McDonald's and feed this magnificent house garbage. It's a great house, brother, but you got to take care of it. Houses need maintenance. You're not maintaining that body. I'm 60. I'll be 61 next month. But brothers, these are my sons, 2 of them. This son can tell you his father at 60,
Come on.
bench press, 370 pounds, and still don't know the limit of my strength. Deadlift 405 pounds, just snatch it up off the ground. Squat 405 and still don't know the limit of my power. I'm a young old man. I don't have no big gut.
No.
What do you look like? Some of you have not seen yourself. Unless you get a mirror. Your gut hanging all down over your knees. This is your lifeline. Ask the champ. Look how magnificent he looks when he takes off his clothes. You don't have to age because you've been here long. Ain't none of you in here really old. 70's not old, 80's not old, 90's not old. You just got here, man. What you getting out of here for? Hang in there, brother. But you gotta stay here.
You know, what I like about Louis Farrakhan, also as a leader of Islam, he has done a lot of things for the black community. These include scrutinizing the leaders that you've been having during all these times, especially in the US, the presidents who have always been in the US. And the biggest question that a person will ask himself, what has Louis Farrakhan done for the black people? You know, so if you're asking what Louis Farrakhan has done for the white people, there are a couple of things that Louis Farrakhan has done for the for the black community, black people. I mean, number one is community development. You know, Farrakhan has emphasized self-reliance, economic development, economic empowerment, and community development initiative within the black community. The Nation of Islam has established programs to support in areas such as education, healthcare, and economic development. Yes, Louis Farrakhan has led to a lot of, community empowerment by supporting the black community in various ways, such as health sector, education sector. In also political activism, this is the most especially part where he is known for. He has been involved in advocating for political representation and civil rights for African Americans. Farrakhan has organized marches and protests to address issues such as police brutality, racial discrimination, and economic equality. These are things that Louis Farrakhan has done for the black communities, especially African Americans. The systemic racism which has always been happening in the States, he has standard and he has been in the front line to advocate for justice for the black people. Also, another thing that he has done for the black community is promotion of black culture and identity. Farrakhan has encouraged pride in black culture and history, promoting a sense of identity and self-worth amongst African Americans. He has emphasized the importance of education and knowledge of self-combating negative stereotypes and racism. Yeah, most of if not most, but some of African Americans or generally black people in the States have been facing things to do with PTSD, and this has interfered with how they feel about some things. So this Farrakhan has demystified and done away with the stereotypes that people think about black people and has brought into picture. And also, even if you look at what this video is trying to say about Louis Farrakhan, I mean, it's the same thing, because they're trying to encourage black people so that they don't give up on them to, tell them that they are important and they are the God's chosen people, Another thing that Louis Farrakhan has talked about is international advocacy. Farrakhan has spoken out against injustice and oppression not only within the United States, but also on a global scale. He has addressed issues such as colonialism, imperialism, and human rights abuses affecting black people worldwide, this including Africans, Also, he has led in the spiritual guidance. As the leader of Nation of Islam, Farrakhan has provided spiritual guidance and membership to many individuals within the black community. He has emphasized the importance of faith, discipline, morality in fostering personal growth and social change. Morality amongst the black people, he has plowed a foundation of people acting in accordance of good ways of life, acting in accordance, and thus these are saved a lot of black people from things such as crime, from things that might lead them to be in jails. So this is a good thing to the black people in general, and it's a good message to everyone. Also, I like to talk about youth outreach. Louis Farrakhan is actively involved in reaching out to young people in the black community, providing membership, guidance, and opportunities for personal and professional development. The Nation of Islam has established programs and initiatives specifically aimed empowering and uplifting youths, because these are the tomorrow leaders. These are the leaders of tomorrow. These are the leaders of tomorrow. So empowering them in any way, this is something that Louis Farrakhan understands so much, and because he knows that the future of any country, the future of any place is in the youth. So empowering youths is one of the most things that Louis Farrakhan has done for the black people, for the black community, even worldwide, encouraging people like we Africans here back in the motherland. Another thing that Louis Farrakhan has also addressed is criminal justice reforms. Farrakhan has spoken out against the injustice within the criminal justice system, including mass incarceration and disparities in sentencing. He has called for reforms to address these issues, supported efforts to provide alternatives to incarceration and promote rehabilitation. History has it that black people, most especially the black people, are the ones who have always been sentenced in jails, and the majority of them are the ones who are in jail. So with this being said, it means that he has tried to talk about this, he has tried to foster about this, he has tried to push this for the black community, so that reforms that he is advocating for, it is for reducing the sentence. Maybe rehabilitation can be one of other solutions as to, just sentencing people. I also talk about health and wellness initiatives. Farrakhan has advocated for better access to healthcare and wellness initiative within the black community. The Nation of Islam has organized events and programs focused on promoting health lifestyles, addressing health disparities, and raising awareness about diseases that disproportionately affect African Americans. So guys, those are just some of the few things, or some of the many things, that Louis Farrakhan has done for the black community. This video that I shared with you about him, it's an insightful to black folks, and generally it was to encourage them so that they don't feel low of who they are. Sometimes we forget and we feel low of who we are. So guys, thank you for watching the video. If you watched the video and reached until this point, you can consider subscribing to the channel. I'll really appreciate. Until then, peace, love, and harmony. Peace be with you. Salute.